afternoon, Danny. It's nice to see you. How has your week been so far?
Hey Larissa, my week has started well, thanks.
I've been looking forward to hearing about how things have been going for you since our last chat. Would you like to share an update on that?
Yeah, well, I've actually felt pretty good these past couple of weeks. I've had a lot more positive energy about everything in general. And I'm happy to share that I looked into a couple of those social clubs that we spoke about. And I found something in my local area that makes me feel pretty excited.
That's great news. Here you have created an opportunity for yourself by following through on something that we spoke about. I must say, it seems looking into social clubs has lifted your spirits because I can hear the energy in your voice, Danny.
Yeah, I feel really motivated to join the group too.
It seems as though your emotions have shifted, which is lovely to see.
Well, I still definitely have nerves about being a part of the group, but it feels great to feel keen about something again.
We will chat about the nerves and anxious feelings during today's session. I'm sure you want to feel your best as you approach Friday, so we will discuss using a strengths-based approach that will help you learn how to adapt and cope in these unfamiliar situations. However, right now, I would love to know what social club and/or clubs you have found. I also completed some research for you, but I would love to listen to what you have come across first.
Okay, well, I'd still be keen to know what you found, but I located the Pine Rivers Men's Shed.
That's fantastic, Danny. Tell me more about it.
Well, it looks like a great place, and it's so close to home too. They have a range of different activities, they work on like woodwork, wood turning, cabinet making, furniture restoration, and metal work. So I'm really keen for all that. And they also have table games, darts, a pool table. They've got a library, photography. They go on outings, and they do a fair bit of fundraising and helping out in the community as well.
I'm glad you found a place that suits you, Danny. Have you made plans to reach out to the men's shed?
Yeah, I actually have already, and I've made plans to attend next Friday. I don't really know what to expect, but at the same time I feel kind of excited. It's been a long time since I've had something to look forward to like this.
That's such great news and so exciting for you. As you think about your first visit, what do you imagine will be the best part, and what do you think might feel a little challenging for you?
Yeah, well, I think that definitely the best part will be meeting people, and meeting people who share similar interests to me. I'll get to share a few skills of my own and maybe even pick up some new ones.
That sounds wonderful. How do you imagine that may feel for you when you meet people who share similar interests as you on a social level?
Well, I'm just hoping to feel a sense of familiarity and connection because I'll be sharing my passion for carpentry with like-minded people. So hopefully it just brings us together and ends up being a great way to make new friendships.
I love how you have described that, Danny. You're not just going there to pass time, you're actually creating opportunities to connect, to share your skills, and to be a part of the community again. That sense of belonging you were talking about isn't something you are waiting for. It's something that you're already starting to build by taking the next step. Now, how about the challenging aspect of it, Danny?
I think the hardest part will be walking in for the first time and not knowing anyone or who to talk to, let alone what about on the first day.
It makes sense that you would feel a bit unsure about those first moments, and most people in a brand new setting would. What I'm also hearing though is how much thought you have already put into preparing for it. That shows that you really care about making it work. Walking in for the first time might feel daunting, but it also means that you're giving yourself the chance to meet new people who could end up becoming good connections. That first step that you are worried about is actually the very thing that opens the door to what you've been hoping for. What do you think could help ease those nerves when you walk into the men's shed on Friday?
Oh man, I think the only thing that would ease my nerves is if I knew someone who was going to be there. Like it wouldn't feel so daunting. But since I don't, I'll just need to push through it.
You have already shown courage by deciding to go in the first place, Danny. What we can continue to build on now is pairing your challenges with a strengths-based approach, which considers the skills and qualities you already have to assist you in a new environment. Let's discuss what strengths you think you could lean on when you walk into the men's shed.
Well, definitely my carpentry skills. I think that could be useful. And obviously, if I see someone building something, I know I would be comfortable in joining in. I think that could be my way of easing into things.
That's a great strength, Danny. Your carpentry skills could be a natural bridge to connecting with others in your environment. Sharing your skills or joining in on a project might give you a sense of belonging right from the start.
The other thing is, what if nobody's working on a project when I arrive? And I can't walk straight into that scenario. I also thought that I would arrive a little bit earlier so that I could get a feel of the place before everyone starts to arrive and it gets too busy.
Thinking about these scenarios and talking about them shows that you are thinking ahead about how to make the experience easier for yourself. So this is great. Say you decide to go in earlier. What would you do during that time to settle into the feel of the place?
I'd probably just go make myself a cup of coffee, if they've got that there, and sit down somewhere. Maybe take a walk around the premises and check everything out.
That is a nice idea. It is my understanding that you have made at least one contact there already, and that is who you spoke to on the phone regarding your attendance on Friday. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I spoke to a bloke named George. He said he's the president of the club, and he said he will be there Friday morning when I arrive.
Okay. Well, I understand you don't know George personally, but at least you have an idea of who someone is when you arrive.
Yeah.
George is someone you could probably approach when you get there, and I'm sure he has plans to show you around the location, or will be happy to at least.
Yeah, that's true.
So when we think about our strengths, it's important to remember that they don't necessarily need to be impressive aspects of ourselves, as they can often be the little things that we do from day to day. Can you think of any other strengths that you may be able to use in your favour on Friday?
All that really comes to mind is that I've done a fair bit of small talk during my career as a tradesperson. Just talking on the work site to other trades and stuff like that. And obviously a bit of goal setting in my professional experience as a carpenter.
These are great strengths to work with, Danny. So let's discuss how you can use them on Friday. We will start with goal setting. How do you think you can implement goal setting into your plans on Friday?
Well, my goal is just to attend at this stage.
Yes, attending is definitely the first step, but how about we extend that a little more? Let's say your goal is to attend the men's shed on Friday, stay for at least 1 hour, and introduce yourself to at least one person besides George. The idea here is to start small and achievable. How does that sound to you? Is there anything more you would like to add?
Alright, well, yeah, I can keep that in mind and give it a go. I don't think I'll add anything more to it. I'd like to keep it as minimal as possible, I think.
Well, you may stay for a bit longer than an hour, and you may talk to more than one person. But just use these goals as a stepping stone into your first day, really. Given the experience given your experience in the carpentry trade, I would imagine that gave you plenty of opportunities to chat with different people. Those everyday conversations are really valuable. So what are some ways you could start a bit of small talk when meeting new people at the men's shed? Or what has worked for you, say, in the past when you've met new people?
Okay. Well, I could ask questions about an activity or about the group to the members of the men's shed. I could ask questions like, if someone's working on something, what are you working on today? How long have you been coming here? And ask people what they enjoy most about coming to the men's shed too.
Yeah, those are great ways to start interacting with members of the men's shed. You could even ask, do many people come regularly? And that way you could get a feel of who you might see around more.
Yeah, definitely. I think most of my anxiety is just a build up of thoughts before going. But I think once I get there and get involved in what's going on and start talking to people, I'll definitely feel better.
That's good self-awareness, that you have noticed that most of your worries are before you arrive. And once you start talking and getting involved in the things around you, you might actually feel all right. It shows that you have a good sense of what works for you as well. How do you feel about what we've covered today so far? Do you think what we have discussed will support you as best as possible on your first day of attendance at the Men's Shed?
Yeah, I think so. The strategies that we've discussed are great, and I'm really happy with that support from you.
I'm glad to hear that. So last session, I brought to your attention the idea of achieving a qualification. Now I know that you felt unsure about it, but I did do some research on this, and I would like to share it with you. What I found is a certificate or a certificate 3 in school-based education support through TAFE Queensland. This type of qualification opens pathways to becoming a education aide, education assistant, or teaching assistant, to name a few avenues. There are multiple ways to study this qualification. You can either do it on campus or online, and it takes about 9 months to complete. The full fee for this course is under $5,000, but you can also seek a subsidised cost if you haven't studied with TAFE Queensland before.
Okay, well, thanks for looking into that for me. I definitely appreciate it, and I can also see how that qualification could suit me. It sounds like a great pathway, but right now I feel like the priority for me is just to get back into the swing of connecting with people, just building some friendships and finding my confidence in social settings again. But who knows, maybe once I've settled into that, I might be in a better headspace to take on the study avenue.
Well, thank you for your honest response, Danny. Now, as we come towards the end of today's session, I want to take a moment to acknowledge how far you've come over the past 3 sessions that we've had together. You have been open in talking about things that aren't always easy to share, and that takes a lot of courage. Throughout our sessions together, you have made progress in understanding your emotions and knowing what direction it is that you want to move in to achieve your current goals. And that's a big step forward.
Yeah, I suppose I don't really notice the progress until you point it out. But yeah, I guess I'm doing better now than I was, and I'm definitely handling things a lot differently now too.
Sometimes it's hard to see our own progress because we're living it day by day. But from the outside, it's clear that you have made important steps forward. The fact that you can say that you're handling things differently than you used to shows real growth. That's something you can carry with you as encouragement.
Oh, thanks so much. I really appreciate that.
Of course. I would like to hear your thoughts. Since you have made some great progress, do you think continuing with more sessions would help you build on that progress?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't feel like I'll need all 10 sessions that I've got from that mental health plan, but I do think I'll come back for maybe one more. I'd like to return probably after I attended the Men's Shed for the first time, and I reckon it would be good for me to debrief it all, with you in this setting. And I want to feel like I've fulfilled my journey in every aspect, so I wouldn't like this to be our last session.
It's great that you were thinking that way, Danny. We will schedule another session 1 week from your attendance to the Men's Shed. So that would be next Friday. Would the same time work for you?
Yeah, the same time would be great, thank you.
No problem. Now, Danny, as a part of supporting you, I will also keep your GP updated on how you are going and the progress that you're making. That way, your GP is informed and we can all be on the same page about your well-being. I will only share the important points about how you are tracking. Not every detail of our conversation will be shared. Do I have your consent to do so?
Yeah, that's fine, as long as it's just sort of, just about my progress and not all the personal matters we've discussed. I think it's good for my GP to know how I'm going, and it will help to keep everything connected within my mental health plan too, I think.
Keeping your GP informed will help us work as a team to support you going forward. but I will be sure to only include the key points of your progress.
Alright, perfect. Thanks for that.
No problem. Well, once again, thank you for committing to our sessions. I wish you all the best on Friday, and I really hope you have the best first day at the Men's Shed. I will look forward to hearing about it all at our next scheduled appointment.
Alright, thanks so much, Larissa.
Remember that our relaxation room is still available to you, so please take your time before leaving. Have a nice day, Danny.
Cheers, you too.